Good morning. Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful, sunny day in eastern North Carolina. Although it's partly cloudy today, it's also quite cool today. It's probably going to be about 77 today, which is extraordinarily cool. But we just had a weather system move over, and we are getting into fall. Although I don't expect cold temperatures for quite some time, probably until maybe November, December even. All that being said, it's that time of year to do some shopping. So if you're a gardener and you've shopped online, you're probably getting bombarded with all sorts of ads right now to purchase all sorts of plants for the fall. Some of them may be vegetables, others may be decorative or ornamental plants. Fall is also a good time to be planting, fall/winter, depending upon where you live, is a good time to be planting trees and shrubs. If you can get them in the ground a few weeks before the frost, hopefully they can get a good rooting, and then this way next spring they then take off, after their dormancy. All of that being said, I've been doing some shopping myself. So let's talk about what I've been buying. First, I'm going to talk about the plants that I've ordered now for next spring. If you're a gardener, or even if you're not a gardener, and you're just getting into gardening, or if you're even curious about the cycles of when purchasing or planting certain things, now is the time to order your dahlias. So a lot of vendors are turning around and they've grown X amount of dahlias with their best guesstimate as to what will sell and what will grow, etc. They've been growing them all summer long, spring, summer, and now is the time to get your orders in before whatever they have is out of stock. So if you're ordering from a specialty company like Swan Island Dahlias, and I think there's another place, I can't remember it off the top of my head. If I do remember it, I'll put it a link below. That's up in New Jersey. They also sell, they're smaller than Swan Island, but I'm just going to use Swan Island since that's the vendor I've purchased from. You can also purchase from other vendors such as White Flower Farm or Brex, or there's probably half a dozen others out there. But these are the few that I know and that I've ordered from. If you know of other vendors that you can buy plants from that I don't mention in this video, please feel free to leave a comment below. So what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to talk about the plants or the orders that I've placed, but I'll try to put pictures up over here. So that should be exciting. Alright, so dahlias. So I've got my dahlia orders in for next spring again. The tubers may get shipped to me, or should get shipped to me early next spring, but again, you have to place those orders now. If you wait till next spring, chances are a lot of the dahlia varieties will be gone, because there's a lot of people out there who are buying dahlias right now because dahlias are popular. Here's my Dahlia list that I purchased from Swan Island Dahlias. Let's start off with, I purchased another Picasso. I had purchased Picasso, the one I have in the ground, died, Kaputski didn't make it, whatever. So I got another one. I purchased Inflammation, Star Child, Happy Day, Southern Belle. I have a Southern Belle, but I don't think it's doing very well. If it is, then I'll have two Southern Belles, all the better. Thomas Edison Cafe Au Lait. I think I pronounced that right. If I didn't, again, leave the comment below. Mother's Love, Raspberry Punch, Fuzzy Wuzzy, Hulin's Carnival, Ivante, Ginger Willow, Sheer Heaven, and apparently as a free gift, because I've ordered so many dahlias, I'm getting Gits Crazy. So that's the list of the dahlias that I've ordered now that will be coming next spring. Okay, so that's out of the way. And again, you can probably pick up dahlias next spring. You just may not be able to get the varieties or the types that you like or want. So now, my fall shopping. Normally, I don't buy plants until the spring because there's a lot of fall cleanup to be going on, and I'm going to buy seeds probably in December, for spring planting, that kind of thing, replenish the stock that I have. But this year, considering that I have an acre and a half to fill, and I plan on building a flower garden, and I have a lot of free space over in the rose garden, then I figured maybe I should start picking up some plants that can start naturalizing now in the ground and then hopefully survive the winter. And again, I'm growing zone 8A. The winters here are very mild, very short. We do get some freezes, but again, hopefully these plants, if they're established before that harsh winter, as it were, in I think it's January, February, then hopefully they take off like a bat out of hell come springtime. First, let's start off with a few vegetables that I got. Is garlic even considered a vegetable? I purchased 3 different types of garlic. So I'll be planting the garlics out now in the fall, and then so they should be arriving within the next month or so, now in the fall, and then I'll hopefully be harvesting them hopefully next summer. Maybe a little sooner than that, early summer maybe. So I got Deerfield purple hardneck garlic, California white, it's a soft neck garlic, and German red, it's another hardneck garlic. I purchased, it's a quantity of 1, so I don't know if it's 1 bulb or maybe it's a small, like 2-pound sack. Either way, I didn't purchase a large amount, because you can take those bulbs and you can break them apart into the cloves, and it's the cloves you plant out to get new bulbs that growing year. So they've all been purchased. I went over to Arbor Day Foundation. I belong to the Arbor Day Foundation, and the reason I belong to the Arbor Day Foundation, and they're all about planting trees, is because you can get some good plants for really inexpensive prices. A lot of those plants are going to be what they call bare root, and that's basically, it's just a lot of roots, maybe a short stem, and that's it. You plant it in the ground, and the roots take hold, they start, soaking up the nutrients, etc., and then the plant grows from there. If you buy bare root, it's usually a lot cheaper than if you buy a fully grown potted plant. And the bare roots, when they ship them, they usually just ship them with the wet paper towel around the roots, so they're not having to account for the cost of the weight of soil or a plastic pot or something along those lines. So it's much easier and cheaper to ship those plants. So from the Arbor Day Foundation, and if you don't belong to the Arbor Day Foundation and you are looking to get some plants or trees for free, not free, but cheap, I should say, cheap, go look at the Arbor Day Foundation. I think it's a $5 membership cost per year, which is incredible. And again, you can get a lot of plants for really inexpensive. Again, they're bare roots, so they won't be big and beautiful like you would pick up at a big box store or nursery. But with a little patience, again, you can get the same plant, maybe not in the short amount of time. Maybe it'll take a little longer, but you get the same plant. So I picked up 2 crepe myrtle trees, Sweet Bay Magnolia, Full Speed Ahead American Pillar. It's an arborvitae, I believe. Yeah, it's an arborvitae. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that. Sometimes when I shop, I have an idea of where I'm going to put the plant, and then I forget where it's going to go. But I'll find a home for it. I have a pretty good general idea. I think I'm going to put it down by the orchard. Star Magnolia, a Red Jonathan apple tree. Now I already have an apple tree. It's a Gala apple tree. The Red Jonathan, again, I think it's what does it cost? It's $15. If it grows into a tree, awesome. If it grows into a 20-foot, tall, 25-foot tall tree, 20-foot wide or so, that's great. If it doesn't, well, it was $15, and yeah, it's $15 can be quite a bit of money, but if you go to the nursery and you buy yourself a full, a decent sized tree, you're talking probably close to around $100. So if I can get another apple tree for $15, bonus. Let's see, American Elder, that one is going to go over into the rose garden towards the back corner. It'll add height to the garden, and it'll add a little color to the garden, so that'll be nice. And then the last one is Sweet Mock Orange. Sweet Mock Orange is a bush, it's a shrub, has apparently a wonderful orangey smell to it when it's in bloom, and it grows, I forget what the general size is, but the other thing that enticed me or interested me in this plant was the fact that you can take cuttings from it and grow other bushes quite easily, apparently. So that's the plan. I'll get one and hopefully grow more on from there. Color blends on the website, it says wholesale flower bulbs, but you can buy from them. You just have to buy a certain quantity. So I purchased 25 Dahlia, I believe they're daffodils. Maybe if they're not, whatever, you can leave a comment below, but I think they're daffodils. Then I got 25 Spanish bluebells. They'll be nice in a shade garden, and I'm already thinking that I can put maybe some over in the shady corner of the orchard, and maybe in the new shade corner that'll be built in the flower garden, hopefully this spring. And then Carlton daffodils. And then last but not least, Maryland tulips. Now the Maryland tulips are supposed to do okay in growing zone 8. We will see. I'll plant some up and then we'll see. Again, I don't know what Color Blends still has in stock as of this video, but again, go over to Color Blends, take a look, and if you're interested in purchasing a quantity of some beautiful flowers, then there you go. Next we'll hit American Meadows. Now from American Meadows, I apologize if the sun is doing things to the video here. I'm trying to find a decent backdrop for this video and it's kind of tough. But American Meadows, summer drummer allium, drumstick allium, blue allium ceruleum, and purple sensation allium. All of these come in various quantities. Some are singles, some are single bulbs, some are bags of bulbs. So you'll have to check that out if you're interested. But I picked those alliums up from American Meadows, and allegedly, well, I've actually seen it around here. I've seen alliums wild, just on the side of the road and stuff during the springtime. So I do know alliums grow here. Question is can I grow them in the garden and keep them well and alive? We will see. Okay, and last but not least, and I've already received some of these plants, I placed apparently several sizable orders with Brex. Brex is an online flower distributor, plant distributor. They've got everything from A to Z. You should go check them out if you haven't. And they're good quality plants too. Brex, they're one of my favorites. They're very responsive. And they have excellent quality plants. So let's get on with the orders. Probably the first order I placed was for bulbs that will be for spring, for the spring. I'll plant them now and obviously in the fall, and then grow them on in the spring. Now, a word of note: I have to be careful, or I have to watch how I plant and deal with these bulbs, because again, I'm in growing zone 8A, so we don't get weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of hard frost as you do, so let's say in the Northeast. When I lived in New York, we could have, I don't know, months of the ground frozen, and you kind of need that with a lot of plant bulbs, because then they apparently do something with an enzyme or a hormone within, which then makes them sprout up in the springtime big and strong. So down here in growing zone 8A, we don't really have that. We may have a few days of hard frost, but the ground really never freezes deep and hard. So I may have to take some of these bulbs and trick them by placing it into the freezer or refrigerator to simulate that ground freezing experience. Nonetheless, here's some of the plants that I've gotten. I've gotten Hooken Tulip, Double Campanelle Daffodil, Red Dynasty Tulip, Orange Emperor Tulip, Graceful Beauty Allium, Falmouth Bay Daffodil, Guinea Hen Flower, Rubia Maxima Crown Imperial, Sweetness Daffodil, Persian Blue Allium, and apparently 2 months of Grape Hyacinth. I think it's called 2 months of Grape Hyacinth because the flowers last 2 months. Grape Hyacinths usually just come up. They perform for a few weeks, I think, and then they basically go away. Well, the next order is also from Brex, and I did White Swan Coneflower, Beauregard Allium, Vintage Wine Hibiscus, Marie Lemony Peony, Blue Globe Thistle. That's a mouthful. Say that 3 times fast. Victory de la Marne Peony, Felix Supreme Peony, Inner Glow Hibiscus, Starry Night Hibiscus, Black-Eyed Susan Coneflower, and French Vanilla Hibiscus. So you can see I picked up some hibiscus plants. They should, I believe they're probably going to come almost as a bare root, which is great because I can plant them now. I may do them in pots until I finalize where I want to put them. But if I put them in plastic pots, theoretically they should be fine over the winter, and then I can plant them out either next spring or again early, probably in March, April. Anywho, so those are my fall plants that I've purchased so far. I did see a few other things online that I may wind up getting, and I did see some plants at my local nursery that I may wind up picking up. Again, the garden, I have 1.5 acres to fill. The garden's always going to be growing, hopefully. That's what I've gotten so far. That's the damage so far. I'm going to be very busy this fall sorting out all those plants and trying to decide where I'm going to put everything. And again, there's spaces that I have to start constructing as well as continue constructing. The rose garden is still under construction. I'll be working on that for years, but the first stretch, the first leg of it, hopefully I can have finished by this November maybe. We'll see. We're almost into October, so time's ticking. I probably got about 4A12s. I almost got about 16 feet filled so far, which is nice, but that's only with the structure plants, as it were. I can take some of the plants that I've ordered here and I can put them in the rose garden, which I actually plan to do. Some of the plants that I ordered will be going up into the flower garden. I'll have to be careful about that because, again, the breeze that I get sometimes that comes in, typically from the south, is quite strong. And I don't want it blowing over or damaging any plants that are growing. So we'll work all that out as time goes on. But I have to start building out the structure for the flower garden, and I have to start deciding how I'm going to build out that structure. And I'll do videos on all that, so if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, click the bell icon to be notified of when I do post a new video. This way you can follow along in the progress of, again, this 1.5 acre garden, building out, filling out. Got a long ways to go. It's a journey, it's a process, and along the way I'm learning to grow my green finger. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, give a follow on Instagram. I'll post that up around here someplace. There's also links to all this below, but I often post pictures on Instagram that you won't see here on YouTube. And I'm on Twitter, so if you'd like, you can follow me on Twitter. And I've been trying to use the Twitterverse there as not only as repeating things that I put up on Instagram, but also little random thoughts, garden random thoughts. Oh, and there's if you'd like to help support the channel and maybe help me purchase some more plants, there's some merchandise links below in the description of this video, so feel free to go below and check those out. If you'd like, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this plant haul that I've done, and are there any other plants that maybe you think I either should be looking at or purchasing? What do you buy plants in the fall? Do you buy plants to plant now to then hopefully have in the springtime? Let me know. Let me know what you're doing in your garden. I think that's about it. I think you're all tired of listening to me for now. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Bye bye.